Okay, I think it's started. I think at least, I don't know. I never am on top of these beginnings. I'm using OBS now, so I started on there, and then I click around a bunch and whatever. You know how it is. Hopefully this looks okay. This started. Oh, what's up? Hey, how's it? Everyone's here. Okay, cool. How's everyone's well, it looks like everyone left. Okay. How's everyone's whatever day or night going? Is this focused at all? No. Focus, please. Focus. Okay. What? Tell us. Encore. What is up? We're gonna be drawing some stuff so you can go to sleep too. Right? Juonz. I think we start with a classic. Actually, this is not a classic. The beak is off. We're just gonna start with the classic. By his middle form. So it looks pretty weird, actually. This is looking very strange. I don't know. I think I'm going to use markers this time. Oh, nice. Tilly's drawing too. That's all I could really hope for, is hopefully we can all just draw. So I've been playing so much video games, and I've been wondering, like, why. I guess it's fun. But then I saw this thing that I wanted to read that said, you're just kind of killing your consciousness when you do that. Meaning, you're just kind of zoning out. And for what? It's fun? I don't know. It is fun. And I'm not going to stop, but something to be aware of. It's too early to sleep. We're getting ready. You're watching the Juonz to fall asleep too. Unless you're in a different time zone. Then I don't know, maybe it's morning. Maybe it's evening. Maybe it's the middle of the night and you woke up and couldn't fall back asleep. And you need to fall back asleep. So here's some ASMR noises. My friend said this cat could be a Juon. So let's draw him. The classic Flam Plum cat. I think he's kind of been honed in, and I like the way he is looking now. If you remember, it started on all fours. There's some different cats. We'll make him waving. So like oops, I messed up right there. Whatever. It looks alright. Flame meow, flame out. guess it could be cartoon type, but I don't know if I see this as a Juon. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. There you go. Yeah, so I might try some watercolors on this paper. I'm not gonna do like a big scene because I feel like, I mean, here's the last one I did. Right, if you were here, it looks, I don't know. Actually, it's better than what I thought at first, but it's a little. I don't know if I should be doing a watercolors this big, or maybe I should take it in and kind of just leave a white border. We'll see. So, is there a Juonz you want to see? Let me know. Try whipping him up. If you can guess this Juonz. Really need to just sit down, and finish the Juon's roster, right? Because it's like, what's taken me so long to just, come up with some? Let's see. I got a green pepper. Oh, that is a data rat. Very observant, or astute. Nice. I think, Harley, maybe correct me if I'm wrong. The first time I remember I drew a Chapernan and I was telling people to guess what it was, and you got it because you did a little research and you went on the channel and found it. I think that's the first time I remember, at least. Tell me if I'm wrong. That's a good question. Would they work together? But I guess they would, but it seems like, so in the second generation of Juon's plan, when they go into the digital world through Data Rat, it seems like Malworm wouldn't be that good of a thing in there. But I don't know if when they're, maybe Data Rat's more of just a portal as opposed to it being in there. But malware and maybe some other, like virus hacker type wouldn't be that good. Wouldn't be a good thing. I don't know. That was your first. All right, that's what I thought, and I appreciate it because no one else looked. They didn't already know Juon's or Chapernan. Um. All right. How about this guy? If I can remember what he looks like. Did he have buck teeth? I don't think so. He's kind of got a little puff collar. He's supposed to kind of be bouncing, but that leg is messed up. So here's kind of a maybe fun, or it's not fun. It's kind of sad story. At work today, a lady started crying, and I didn't do anything. Should I have gone and been like, "You okay? What's up?" Or I kind of just sat and didn't do anything. Just wasn't like bawling her eyes out, but you know, she got a little upset, and I was like, "This is awkward. I feel bad for the situation, but maybe who knows?" At work, I don't really talk to anybody. I try not to, at least. My goal is to just kind of get in, get out. So that's where I was at with that. So I don't know if that was right or wrong or what. And my friend had an idea of like a giant, like a kaiju type that is just so big it's just a foot. So let's see if I can whip something up like that. I don't know if I would have something like that, but let's um kind of got like a giant middle toe, but give it some scaly details. Maybe some like lines. I don't know. Because it's like supposed to be detailed. I don't know. So, I bad guy in that situation. Should I have been like, "Why are you crying? Don't cry." I don't know. If I was crying at work, I guess I kind of would want to just be left alone. Something to think about. Hmm. I know it's been a long time, Turtle. I was going ultra gamer mode and playing Monster Hunter and Binding of Isaac. Mostly Monster Hunter. A lot of Binding of Isaac as well. Uh, both probably some of my favorite games. And I was saying more Monster Hunter, you can kind of just like turn off thinking and play. You don't really need to think to play that game. I know some people say it's hard, but it's not as hard as it used to be. And you kind of can just play it and not think. And Binding of Isaac maybe requires a little more thought. It's more challenging for sure, and there's like item synergies, so maybe it requires a little more thought into doing it, I guess. But I don't know, you still just turn your mind off. If you're not thinking, you probably will lose, and then you'll just stop playing. Both ways are fine. Let them deal. They were kind of like a breaking point, I guess. I don't know. Maybe next time. I'd probably just tell them to just quit. Sure, you can get a better job. All right, what am I doing? I need one more Juonz. We kind of got a new guy here. Call of Duty. Easy no brain game. So, what do you think about that? Is it good or bad, Cody? Because I'm probably going to play video games later after this to fall asleep to. Because I can fall asleep playing video games, I guess. I've passed out with the controller in my hand, just woken up confused on the couch. TV auto shut off, and I didn't know what was going on. Um, but. Oh, nice. Ghost Dog, thank you. The heck does Ghost Dog look like? He's kind of looking right at me. That's freaking me out. I need to draw Ghost Dog in a different pose, like him like flexing or something. I mean, he's kind of flexing like this. I don't know. He's like pumping up his whatever these are. Um, Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai. Okay. Marker or watercolor? That is the question. All right, let's just try. I kind of missed the markers. Someone suggested making this. There's the pen gonna make these bleed, yes. And it's definitely gonna bleed a ton from the watercolors, so I don't know. We'll try both, see what happens. Someone said try making his little crest here orange. Maybe we'll make his tail orange too. Just to see what happens. That's true. You do kind of have to. But you know what? I feel like I'm going brainless most of the time. Majority of the day, I'm going brainless. So that's why I need to step up my game. Not make things too easy on myself, you know? But we'll see. Brainless. Interesting. But you know, am I even doing anything thought provoking right now? At least maybe for me. Does drawing make you think? Does art make you think? That's a good question. I guess if it's a powerful piece, but I guess if does doing art make you think? I find sometimes my favorite things that I draw are just little doodles when I'm supposed to be doing something else, and I can kind of just zone out and scribble, and I'm like, hey, that came out pretty good. But then sometimes when you oh, that kind of reminds me. Sometimes you try I don't know, it doesn't come out the way you think. I think I have room for it, but I kind of have a new, potentially new Juon. These antlers are too dark, and they don't really look like antlers, but there's a little jackalope listening to debates. Interesting. What kind of debates? Get brained. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna work. That's probably another goal of mine is work on getting brained, getting a brain, developing my brain. Um, yeah, not that you can't be creative with video games in a way. Maybe you can like do something. I don't know. Just kind of balance it out, which I guess is what Cody's been saying. Balance, not be dumb. But I'm interested to hear this debate because apparently uh, the House representative of my small town, has been making news for being a little, he's being political, I guess. I mean, I'm sure this guy just wants to be a politician, and good for him. Yeah, I think we're probably, I mean, a friend of mine was just saying he wished there were a king. So then we wouldn't have to think about any of the political stuff. And, we wouldn't have a say. And maybe he's right. Maybe he's right. Would we be better off living as feudal peasants in a village that we never left and we just chilled there our whole life? We never go farther than a mile or two away from the village? I mean, that's probably not possible with technology, but if you survived the winters, was it a chill life? Potentially. That was potentially pretty chill life. I don't know. They say it was bad, but was it bad? This brush is too big, I think, for what I'm trying to do. Here we go. Here we go. Has this lulled anybody to sleep yet? How many people right now? How many people right now? Also, I shared that return of Flam Plum picture, and I guess I'm returned right now. I only did like one thing, and then I disappeared for 2 days. Now I'm back. No, did it make you fall asleep? So maybe this is a bad title. What? You're working on Flam Plum fan art? I'd love to see it. I'm honored. Get to really make some really cool stuff. How can they respond if they're asleep? That is a wow. I didn't think of that. So perhaps I'm entering their dreams right now. They left it on and they're hearing this. It's just phones right by their head, or maybe it's on the TV, YouTube on the TV, and it's just blasting in. It's like, hey, this help you fall asleep? And they're just confused or something. I don't know. I've entered the dreamscape of the people who listened and fall asleep. Most likely, no one has fallen asleep, because I think we got a good crew here. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. The inside is more painted. How can you wake up dead if you go to sleep alive? Well, it's because you wake up dead. Perhaps you're a zombie? You go to sleep alive, you wake up dead. I feel there's something there. There's like a movie tagline. Because I love. Okay, so there's like a trailer. If you know me, you know I'm big into trailers. And there's a trailer for. And if you're asleep right now, wake up. I need you to put your 2 cents in on this. Trailers, right? That's my podcast idea. I just review movie trailers, and then I saw one that is with Jason Statham called A Working Man, and that's like all his other movies where he's just a guy who is not actually just a guy. He's he's a I don't know, he's like a spy agent or something. Right? And so in A Working Man, he says in the trailer, "Time to get to work." And I think that's really cool. Okay, cuz I want movies. I got some horror movie ideas, okay? The Angler or Fisher King, about he, he's a vengeful spirit returned from the dead after he was wrongfully killed, and he's a fisherman. Yeah, he was the beekeeper. Same thing, right? Like, I'm just a beekeeper. And it's like, I don't know if he said like some cool one liner having to do with beekeeping, though. Um, the Fisher guy, I think I don't know. He has like a big fishing rod with a hook. That's and he hooks you. He just like casts right into your back. Something cool he could say is like fish on or time to fish, something like that. And then we got the night janitor, and he's gonna be like, looks like someone made a mess, and I'm gonna have to clean it up. But like kind of scary. Like in the cleaning up, it means he's gonna kill you because he's a monster slasher type thing. Um, what else? What else? The groundskeeper or the landscaper, and they're gonna say, looks like someone's been neglecting their lawn. Okay, and these are gonna be there's a whole universe of blue collar monster slashers. Think Freddy, think Jason, Michael Myers type human monster things. Okay, and then eventually, when they're all made, they're gonna fight. They're just gonna cross universe and they're gonna fight. Or they're in the same universe, is what we find out, and they're gonna fight. We'll have like an Avengers Assembled moment type thing. This thing looks pretty cool. I kind of like the markers better than the watercolor. What do you think? Markers or watercolor? How many people are right now? And also feedback on my movie pitch. And you better not steal it, because this is recorded. And I'm gonna find you. Will they form alliances? That's a good idea. Hmm. I guess they would be like a battle royale style, and they would, and then eventually they would, there'd have to be one. They'd form temporary alliances. That's way, 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 way in the future. All right, everyone's just crapping on my watercolor abilities. I know, the data rat looks whack. We'll put the watercolors down. If you noticed, also, it's like the pen gets really messed up. I'm not putting the watercolors down. I'm just going to do his collar. But yeah, the marker definitely makes a little more sense. So, data whack, yeah. He did get a little messed up, didn't he? What if we can, look how wet that is still right there. What if we, like, thicken him up? Let's thicken up these lines. Yeah, it's not doing anything. Okay, we'll just stop. We're just going to stop altogether. Watercolor, you can't really see, but it's right up there. Closing up the palette. Adding to the ASMR sounds. And let's get some colors in here. Whoa. Roll my sleeve. Alright, this isn't the red I thought it would be, but it works. It works. Yeah, so like I was saying, I probably am gonna play Monster Hunter after this. Even though I beat the game, There's really nothing to do besides just hunt the same monsters over and over again. Why do I play? I prefer Generations Ultimate, but I don't know. I'm not going. I should. I do want to boot that up and play that. My favorite color probably brown. What's your favorite color? And Michael Myers, what's up? You just missed me explain my horror movie franchise monster slasher I'm I'm working on. I got in the works. I got a script going. You'll be here, but you won't be able to chat much. That is okay. I'll tell you it. The angler. We'll just go with the angler. Or the fisher king. He's a fisherman. So he was the best fisherman in his town, and the number two guy was jealous, so him and his cronies go and drown him and kill him. But they play it off like it was an accident. Okay? That's the backstory. Then, 15, 20 years later, something like that, those guys all have kids now. They're grown up, and there's been some murders around the old fishing hole where that guy used to went, and they're kind of in denial at first that it sounds like he's back because he's targeting their kids and some of them, and so they're back. Okay, they're like, it's him, the guy we killed is back. Ain't no way. There's no way this guy could be back. We killed him. You know that as much as I do, right? But he is back as a vengeful monster spirit whose his weapon is a fishing rod with a giant hook, and he'll whip that at you and hook you right in the back or in the face or something and get you good. He'll also set up bait. He'll put bait on the hook and trap you. Right, and so the daughter of the head guy, of the main guy who killed the fisherman, so the lead killer guy goes pro fish. He becomes a pro fisherman because he got rid of his competition. He's now the best. He's rich. His cronies are like a cop or something, and maybe the other one works at the local factory in town, head of the factory, and they're all running a conspiracy to dump waste from the factory into the rivers, killing the fish. Yeah, that's the elevated aspect of it. So they're dumping toxic waste into the river, killing the fish population. And so the daughter of the pro fisher guy, kind of hates him, but she's a naturally gifted fisher woman, and she doesn't like fishing because her dad, and she doesn't really get along with her dad, and she's more concerned about the factory dumping, which her dad kind of has a hand in, so. And it's going to touch upon how those big companies can just pay for green credits, and then they can kind of pollute and do whatever they want. They just kind of pay for those credits and lets them get away with whatever, which isn't really a solution. So the people start dying, and the fisherman guy's back, and he's kind of targeting the children, kind of like Freddy, and he's also targeting his killers, and kind of develop that a little bit. They figure it out. Kind of as part of the climax is the girl has to use her fishing ability. She challenges the monster to a fish off. He has to accept. They distract him to kind of get away. that's kind of that's kind of what we're working with right now in development, and nobody steal it. I swear to God, nobody steal it. So, Michael Myers, you got any input? You're the horror movie person. Good or bad? Would you watch that movie? Yes, no? Anybody? I guess it's a bad movie. I guess people's need to be fixed. Like, go bigger. Antolia would watch? Okay, nice. It starts with one. Cody Wood. Thank you. Two. We got two. All right, I'll start working up on the script, and that's probably maybe I should be doing that. We're just typing away a script. It's probably going to be rated R because I like horror movies to kind of be bloody. So that's what makes them cool. Truly, that's what makes them cool. Ghost Dog have a color? I genuinely do not know. I think he has a blue nose. I guess he's just gray. I'm just putting some colors away right now, just so I don't forget where they go later. That and that are the same color. I took out the same color twice. Yeah, so, alright, going back to the movie and drawing stuff, um, something I realized that I wasn't really doing before. Not that I didn't have fun doing the profile picture stuff, um, but I wasn't necessarily doing what I wanted to do. So, what was the point? Or it became, I started feeling like I was doing what stuff I didn't want to do. And I think, you know, kind of like creating something, you should just do what you like, what you want to do. And being true to yourself is kind of what sticks out and differentiates people. At least I think. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like that's not true at all, and you just might as well just copy what you see works. And there probably is something to that, but I don't know. I think people nowadays kind of just want to see more authenticity over just copy and paste whatever. It's kind of hard to be yourself, but like it's more rewarding in a sense that you just kind of do what you want, not what you think other people want. If that makes sense. And you're just kind of more proud of what you did, as opposed to doing what you not feeling great doing what other people told you, and then people kind of resonate with what you're doing. Kind of like this thing here. I kind of prefer this over drawing Bill Cipher. You know how many times I drew Bill Cipher? It's once is enough. too many times. Everyone just keeps asking Bill Cipher, Bill Cipher. It's like, come on. Gravity Falls was good. I'm not gonna say it was bad. I watched some of it. It was all right, but too many times. The same thing over and over again. Same thing over and over again. I'm gonna draw is Chapernan and this cat and all the Juonz because that's cool. That's what's cool for real. Being yourself. Um, but easier said than done. It's better to just do what you like. And not that I wasn't doing what I liked in some of those things, because I got to draw some One Piece stuff that I liked. Doing the pets and animals, I actually like that because I'm not like a realism person, so I kind of like put my own little whatever on it or tried. So draw something playing an instrument. We have music type Juonz, but I don't. There's only very few developed. So I will. For you, Cody, I will. As I go on a rant about not drawing what people want you to draw or doing. Just don't do what people want you to do. But maybe if they make a suggestion and you're for it, then go for it. But yeah, I had an idea for like a dragon with some type of like stringed instrument wings. Don't really know how to implement that, but or else, yeah, I'm actually getting worried over here. Um, Ew, he's got brown claws. What the heck? Like he's got marigold claws. I'm trying to think, like what. I also had one of like a whistling moon face. Um, Juan, yeah, a whistling moon face. That'd be like celestial music. I don't know if that. They're just like some thoughts that I need to figure out. So, whistling moon face or dragon with wing. I don't know. Let's do whistling moon face. Does this look like a whistling moon face? How should this nose be? Yeah, nice and big. Should they have like a streak in the glasses like that? That's a big whistle hole. Okay. Putting on the Ritz, isn't that a song? Kind of goes with the music type. You're in your room in the dark with a flashlight as the only light source while watching. Yeah, legendary. Coach right. That's cool. But how come you need a flashlight to watch? Or is it because you're drawing also? I usually am in the dark. I have a bunch of lights on right now. Try to keep the lighting going on this. Hence my complaint with the camera. Look how dark it is right here. Like this is so dark. And it's kind of good right here. And it's good here at least, but even right here is kind of dark. So I don't know. Whistling Moon Man. He needs a better name. I kind of like the things that are a mouthful, just because it's funny. Whistling Moon Man. Whistling Moon Man. Okay. All right. Hmm. I think I think our time is at an end. We're just about at the 50-minute mark. I don't think I can really fit anything else in here. I don't really know if this guy's a Juon. Yeah, and you guys are right. The marker is much better. Look at this monstrosity right here. Maybe we can kind of fix it. Should we see it? Should we fix it? To Whistling Moon Man. Oh, this is so red. All right, that's why you don't keep dirty water cup because you want a clear one so you don't make things a color you weren't expecting. Because I kind of just want wet. I just want this to be wet. To Whistling Moon Man. All right. It's filled in a little more, and the black is not so heavy on the green outline. I'll leave it at that. Maybe I should say like, welcome to the wonderful world of Juonz. Just ripped straight from Pokemon. Welcome to the magnificent world of Juonz. Say hello to the magnificent world of Juonz. What if it's just this? Juonz. Okay, we did it. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I appreciate it as always. Thanks for listening to the rants. I guess to takeaways are keep your brain on, turn it on, and think. Don't not think. Overthinking. Think and do, what you want to do. Right? This is some pretty basic advice, but do things you like over what other people want you to do. That's the important thing. I think Chapernan agrees. I think Datarat agrees. I think the Flam Plum Cat agrees. I think this giant foot monster agrees. Ghost Dog, Whistling Moon Man, Jackalope all agree. Okay. So yeah, I guess to the end, comment your favorite Juon on this video. Go to the page, leave a comment on directly under this live stream, and